I might check, and alrighty, and I'm thinking about speed running through all of these, not videos, but at least trying to get them done today. So what's happening? Today is Avatar episode 5, The King of Omashu. Alright, so it starts with Team Avatar arriving at Omashu. Aang is there to visit his old friend Bumi. Alright, so then they have this big shot of Omashu, right? So it's pretty cool. And it amazed Sokka and Katara. Katara's like, the South Pole doesn't have no buildings like this, you know? And then Sokka's like, yeah, I can't believe it won't melt. Like, cause I guess they used to all their buildings really big igloos, and like they got to deal with, you know, the ice structures of the South Pole, you know? It's pretty sick. Aang was too hyped, right? So he's ready to run right into the city. But the crew, Team Boomerang was like, nah, bro, wait, like don't go to the city just yet, because you know you're the Avatar. Like, you don't know if we're gonna have a problem. Somebody realizes who you are, it could be big, you know, a big hoopla. So he's like, yo, you're right, I don't want a hoopla, you're right. So he was like, I'm gonna make sure, goddamn, we're gonna get a disguise, right? So they end up putting like this little makeshift get up of Appa shedding hair, like the hair that, you know, comes off Appa, obviously. And Aang was scratching. He's like, man, this is itchy, bro. Like, he's looking at Appa like, yo, how you living this all day? Like, this shit itchy as heck. And Appa just snorted on his head. Get on my face, little man. And then, so, you know, they got in the skizzles. Then they started to approach Omashu. There was like this little narrow path of earth. It's pretty dope. Like, I love how Omashu is built like that. It's one of the doper, like, coolest parts of like Avatar, like landscapes and stuff like that. Yeah, and right in this midst, right? So Aang was like, yeah, Omashu, the people of Omashu are the nicest people in the world. And they get rudely interrupted by the sounds of the guards of Omashu. Like, yo, you old man, you bringing these rotten cabbages in there? Like, what do you think? What type of shack do you think you're in? Like, what do you think this is? And so they, oh no, they stop recording? Okay, cool. So they kicked the old man. They kicked the old man whole cart out of there. He's like, fuck your cart. Airbender his cart up. And so they airbended buddy's cart. Yeah, and this is the introduction of the Cabbage Man. The Cabbage Man, you know what I mean? He's tortured soul of Avatar. Many a cabbage has been destroyed under his watch, you know, horrible Cabbage Man. So, as Aang approaches, they try to strong arm Aang. These niggas on go. They pick the fucking rock up, put it over Aang's head. What's your business here? He's like, but the Aang turned out. He's like, yo, I don't know. You whippersnapper out there, you. I think you talking to me like this. Oh, put your right hand down, you spiking. I'm like, oh shit, Aang going in on his ass. I had to write this shit down. I was fucking it up when I first saw it. That nigga said, Aang and Katara said their names are Bonzo and June, Pippin Papalopoulos, Pip, yeah, diddly dude. Pip's got diddly dude. That's what I put that in there. Pip's got diddly dude. Real nigga know that, man. Drake and Josh going crazy. I might do a Drake and Josh review. Go crazy. Yeah. Well, it was a smooth entry, you know what I'm saying, with the little Momo ears at the tail end. Momo ears, tail end. Okay. Yeah. Everybody was shook. He was like, the doors were closing. He was like, what the? Can't believe it. Put a little T-Pain. Ooh, I can't believe it. Alright, so then they show Omashu's delivery system. which is miles of tubes and chutes. It's like this, like, if you're from Atlanta, you know Spaghetti Junction. It kind of like Spaghetti Junction for real, but it's one big central building, and they move around like Spaghetti Junction. It's kind of hard. If you're not from Atlanta, I'm up. This is Spaghetti Junction. Okay. Looks beautiful. That's what I put in my notes. It does look pretty cool. So one of the doper landscapes. And then earth bending brings the packages up, and gravity brings them down. So it's a pretty simple system. And then they had a little flashback of Aang and his friend Boomy. And Boomy was like, yo, Aang, when you look out in this world, what do you see? When you see Omashi, he's like, delivery system? He's like, no, man, you gotta get outside your mind, man. Get outside your brain, bro. He's like, I don't see. He's like, nah, these are the world's greatest slip and slides, bro. And then they started going crazier. But then that slide is absolutely intense, man. Some real terrifying stuff right there. Real scary shit, no cap. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't get on that bit. You got it. So when they're sliding, the first thing they have to deal with when they sliding is this like bunch of spears comes behind them. And they're like, oh shit. So like first Sokka ducks, he's like, oh man, we finna get hit. What the fuck? Katara started tripping once. See, Aang got him a scumbag. He ain't really give a fuck. Sokka ducking and shit. Once Katara was like, oh, he's like, alright, I'ma fix it. Still. They can't have Katara out here like that. So, but they flew off that side of what's the name? They were just in the air with it. Then, yeah, dude is nuts. He just knocked him off the path. Then they crashed in the middle of this combat exercise. But he's like, you must be prepared for anything at any time. And then they fucking shit the bed when the crew came in. He's like, their whole little what's the name was terrified. And so I really recommend watching this because it's kind of like a big sequence. Like, it's really awesome. Like, they kind of ran this sequence for like 10 minutes, which was kind of hard, like 5 to 10 minutes of just going in like really dynamic moving sequences and stuff. Have some slides to that, you did. But yeah, it's pretty sick. Like, they crashed through homes. There's this amazing shot of them crashing through the window, right? So they crash through the house, and then it's like they show them going through the window, and then them like falling in the distance. And they're like, sorry, and the buddy's like looking through the window, like, wow, it was pretty sick. And boom. Oh no, they crashed. Once they made it to the house, right? Momo went to war with this like rat-looking cat thing, was fighting them on Aang's head, so they just fighting around in the skies. And then boom, they finally landed on the Cabbage Guy's cart. You know what I'm saying? Cabbage counter number 2. He going through it. I might put a little Cabbage. You know, I mean, Cabbage count. I might put put the Cabba from little Dragon Ball Super. I might put Cabba in that bit. Cabba count. Yes, his shit got crashed again. Tragedy. For their antics, they get brought to the King of Omashu's chambers. And Buddy's mad. He destroyed my cabbages! My cabbages! So he wanna got there. He wants some repercussions. I think you like, let me in there with him. Let me smack him up 10 minutes. Yeah, y'all got it. They're like, we ain't in that shit. We almost kicked your ass out of here. You lucky you in there. Then Buddy was like, yo, what should we do with them, King? He was like, throw them a feast. They're like, what? Throw them a feast. So they start eating or whatever. And he kind of like tested Aang off the rip. He's like, yo, we had a lot of feasts and our people's getting too fat, so we've been taking the skin off the chicken. You don't mind that, do you? Aang's like, I'm actually a vegetarian on some. He's like, I'm really vegetarian for real. He's like, okay, I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. So he's like, where you from, buddy? Where you from? He's like, yeah, I'm from Kangaroo Island. He's like, oh yeah, word. He's like, I heard that's really hopping. It's really hopping over there. Yeah. Yeah, Sokka started laughing. I laughed too when I heard that. I don't care. I like a good pun, so Sokka broke out laughing. And they're like, yo, we're captured, nigga. This ain't time to chuckle. Nigga. And then, so the Earth, the King of Omashu. So the king of Omashu is like, okay. He sneak attacked Aang with a little piece of chicken. He threw the chicken at his ass. And but he airbended it. Stopped it. He was like, oh look, we have an airbender, but not just any airbender. He's the avatar. So yeah, so I start talking his shit like, yeah, I am the avatar. Y'all doing a great job here. Really love y'all environment. Peace and love to you and the world, And we're gonna go. All right. So he tried to hop about that bed. It was like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. You going to the chambers. Then he was like, yo, is it like the old chambers or the new chambers? He was like, the refurbished chambers that was the bad chambers, but we've been calling them the new chambers. We need numbers. They was like, yeah, nigga, because you got the red chambers, blue chambers, one chambers, two chambers. They didn't know what chamber it was, so they sent buddies to the chambers, and they was like, all right, fuck it, we gotta get out of here. They start trying to plot as soon as they go into their chamber. They're like, nah, fuck his little challenges, we not doing that. So they're like, Aang looks around, he's like, oh look, an airman. They're like, okay, well, are you crazy? You think we finna fit through there? He's like, nah, we're not gonna fit. But that boy, Momo fit. They're like, who the fuck can fit? Momo can fit. Momo done got fat, man. Momo sitting there eating apples. He living a life. Momo living a high life, man. Momo ain't never ate like this in his life before, man. Momo chilling. Momo like, I ain't really with that. I ain't really gonna do nothing. But they try to stuff him in there, man. He got a little stuck in there. Momo gotta just hit his little sit-ups and his push-ups, man. So he was out of there. Making notes. So Katara's like, yo, Aang, you gotta go to sleep, man. You gotta save your energy for tomorrow, man. It's gonna be crazy. He's like, yo, word to that. Word to Momo. You know what I'm saying? He felt that, so. You know what I mean? So he goes to sleep, wakes up, and the crew is gone. He's like, yo, where my friends at? Where my friends is? Like, the king has agreed to return your friends after you complete these 3 challenges. He's like, man, whatever. He said, what happens if I don't? He's like, hey, he didn't say. So first thing the king asked him, he's like, yo, what you think of my drip? What you think of my drip? I was looking at him, he looked like that boy. Hey. I just about that. With the boy Seth Rollins in that big. Best believe I'm gonna find some purple song with Seth Rollins in there. I'm gonna turn him up. But yeah, Aang was fed up. He's like, hey, kid. He's like, bro, I'm not trying to do none of this. Let my friends go. But to ensure his participation, right? He had these things called Geminite or creeping crystals. And they put them on the ring. They like rings, right? So they put their rings on Katara and Sokka. And they was like, yo, like they slowly but surely gonna keep creeping up on them. Creeping. So if you don't goddamn do what I'm saying, they're gonna be little rock monsters, you know what I mean? They was like, shit. Aang was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna do it. I'll do it for you. I'll do it, Lennon. And then, so the first task was pretty sick. Aang had to retrieve his keys from his lunchbox from this falling like waterfall, right? So he's like, all right. So first Aang is like, yo, I'm gonna just go head to head with it. I'm gonna just go straight up. Tries to climb up a ladder or something, but he's like, of course, try to climb the ladder. No one's done that before. My impersonation's kind of solid. Low-key. So it wasn't working. He's like, dang. So Aang goes up. He's like, I'm gonna go airborne. I'm gonna slide in. So he does this little cool little, and dives towards what's the name? That shit doesn't work. He got expelled again. So it was at a point he's like, all right, man, I'm sick of this, man. So he kind of fell in like a little stalagmite, out the ground, tight out the ceiling. He fell out the stalagmite. He fell on the stalagmite, grabbed the stalagmite, broke it, and then he it was sick. It was dope how he did it. So through the little stalagmite, then sent like an air wind scythe to go past it. The wind sight opens up the waterfall. The stalagmite grabs the key, puts it right over Boomy's head. And he's like, yo, let my friends go now and again. Yeah, I was like, let's go, Aang. That's one of the doper Aang moments from my opinion. Nobody talk about that. It's an underrated Aang moment. He was going crazy right there for no reason. Oh. Right. He's like, not yet, young Avatar. Not yet. I don't think he said that, but you know what I'm saying, paraphrasing. The next thing Aang had to do is to get his pet Flopsy. So it's just like this little fuzzy little bunny thing in the arena. He thinks this is Flopsy. He runs Flopsy, and this huge animal runs behind him. Bigger version of the thing he's trying to follow. Flopsy on the big animal's on his head. He's like, oh snap, he's terrified, trying to get the Flopsy. The little small one disappears. He's like, yo, what happened? He goes into the little mouse hole. He doesn't come out, turns back around, and Aang's like, Flopsy? And then Flopsy jumps on Aang and starts licking him, so the big beast is Flopsy. So that shit was okay. Pretty light. Aang was like, alright, Flopsy, I kinda know you. So the crystals keep running up, right? They just start getting bigger and bigger on their ass. Aang was like, how y'all doing? Y'all doing okay? They're like, nah, we not okay. Sokka fell over. Stupid ass. And then, so the final test is a duel, and Aang gets to choose his opponent. So they made the two dudes next to the king look super badass, right? Like, yo, you do not want to fuck with these guys, man. You don't want to fuck with these guys, man. And he's like, okay, you, or the frail king in the middle. I'm taking the king. I'm taking you, nigga, old ass nigga. You. And he was like, bro, Joe, he's swole up. He didn't know anime old niggas is roided up. You're an anime. You make it to old age in that anime, you're a god. So he didn't know he was an anime old nigga. Raged up on his ass. Hoped up on his ass. Then they start scrapping. They really start just going at it. So first Aang dodges and the king goes in on him. He's like, man, typical airbender strategy to avoid and evade. Call him pussy. Call you pussy. Basically say he's pussy. So Aang is like, alright, whatever. Then he's in the air, so Aang's in the air, so he throws his rock up. It's a fucking bullet drop kick. I'm like, let's go. So he throws a bullet drop kick at his ass, sends this huge thing at Aang. Aang dodges or whatever. Then he sends spikes up, like little stalagmite type spikes, as Aang starts falling to the ground and tries to get Buddy off of his little glider. He does. And then Aang, to get away from that shit, he hit his little air squeeze. They gotta get more creative than that. Aang was like, nigga, what? Hit his little air scooter. Got on his scooter, started flying off and shit. I was like, okay, he on the wall edge. I was like, oh, run! He's going dumb. So the king sends a dope rock slide at Aang. Like, it was like he was surfing on the rock, and the rock came up and pushed out this huge wave, and it almost looked like a tongue. Because it came up and then like batted Aang down or some shit. It was fire. And then he's really pushing his limits, you know what I mean? That's one of the best fights Aang had, in my opinion, the whole show. Crazy. Aang was speeding towards his ass. He's like, so what are you gonna do to me now? What are you gonna do from all the way over there? He pushed him away. He starts speeding, running past his butt, and then the buddy like turns the ground. He running on in the quicksand. He's like, oh man, he starts sinking. And he fixes these huge rocks and tries to slam him on Aang's head. He spins out of that bit, dodges out of that bit. Get off of me. And then so he dodges that. The king brings this huge boulder that he threw at Aang previously back. So he's like, so he brings it back. Aang dodges that. Jump past that bit. Get off of me. And then when the boulder came to the king, he said, broke that bit down, turned it into like a big mudslide around him. It was sick. That was sick, man. That's really awesome. And then just like the final clash, right? So the king lifts this huge platform up. He's like, lift that shit up, you know what I'm saying? And Aang is like, oh no. So he started making this huge tornado. He started making a tornado. So tornado versus this big thing. So the king throws the what's name. Aang got the tornado going, so the tornado sends it right back at Buddy. He's like, what? So he splits it in half. As soon as he splits it in half, you see Aang in that bit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, and I was like, okay, Aang got his ass. He was on his ass. I'm like, oh, it's a tie in this bit. I mean, I thought Aang won. I was like, Aang won in this bit, hands down. Give him his friends back, but then you see the big boulder over his head, like, and so it's a tie. You know what I mean? It was a tie. Aang passed all the tests, flying colors, but he had to answer one last question. He was like, nah, son, it's not what you said. That's not what you said. You lying. He said, no, ask who, what's my name? And he was like, it doesn't matter what your name is. Nah, he was like, shit. Sokka was like, I know, he's an airbender. Rocky. No, it's not Rocky. So then, no me courage. But then he realized that it was his friend Boomy. He's like, man, Boomy, you're mad genius. And he got tears in his eyes and stuff. I never noticed he cried when he first said that. Never noticed that all these years. He ran up to somebody. He think, man, you never changed. You haven't changed a bit. Literally. Like, yeah, because I'm under the 12 right now. I mean, you 12 right now. So, he freed Sokka and Katara. Told them they were stuck in a rock candy the whole time. Like, you got your way out of that bit. And he starts talking to him, and he's basically telling him his responsibility. You gotta defeat the Fire Lord. You gotta learn all the elements. Only you can restore balance. I think he's the first person to name Fire Lord Ozai by name. I do think he's the first person to say his name. That's Aang's final boss, so you know what I mean? Gotta hear that name. So before they left, he and Boomy took just one more ride on the slide for old time's sake. That is the end of the video. Greatly appreciate y'all if you tune in. If you don't, go and tune in. So, check that outro. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Yeah. Peace.
Month of 3, one day I just woke up, a young nigga had an epiphany. Everything isn't what it seemed, there's a litany of possibilities. Open your eyes and begin to see, we need happiness and serenity. Right now, no, I know who you are. One day you finna be a star. Y'all playing limbo while I raise the bar. The future near, we going far, yeah. I'ma do this for the culture, ayy. Whoa, whoa, better watch out for them vultures, wait. No, whoa, I'ma do this for the culture, ayy. Whoa, whoa, better watch out for them vultures, wait. No, whoa, better watch out, whoa, whoa, better watch out for them. I'ma do this, ayy. I'ma do this for you. Better watch out, whoa, whoa, better watch out for them. I'ma do this, ayy. I'ma do this for you. Better watch out, whoa, whoa, better watch out for them.